it's Tyler, meet me forward, inspired to go.
Making memories, one adventure at a time.
And this adventure takes us up to the White Mountains. We're at Mount Baldy, and we did some research. We've never done this one before, but we are at the East Baldy Trail. There's the parking lot right there. And we're gonna hike over to the West Baldy Trail, go up West Baldy, and then come down the East Baldy. It's supposed to be about a 15-mile trek. It's supposed to be awesome. We've got our packs on, and we're gonna do a little overnighter. I think we're gonna go about 7 miles today, hopefully to the top of Mount Baldy, and then come down in the morning. And so we are gonna find out. It's supposed to be awesome, and here we go. So we just pulled out of the parking lot. We're at about 0.14. Again, we've never done this, but it looks like we take the crossover right here to go over to West Baldy, and this is East Baldy right here. So we're going to take the crossover and head over to West Baldy. And again, we've done quite a bit of research, and it looks like this is how we get over to the West Baldy.
Don't hurt yourself. That's why I just got wet. All right, you did it. So we just crossed the Little Colorado.
You think?
And we were on the crossover, which is about 3.4 miles. And now we're headed on the West Baldy Trail. Straight ahead, Tyler. Show us the way. Here we go. GoPro. How'd you get over there?
Right there.
Here we go. It's our first fallen tree. What do you think?
Time for a bathroom break.
Uh-oh.
Don't film this. Oh, let's do this.
There's a few fallen trees, and also starting to feel the altitude. So we're definitely doing some climbing here. I can feel it in my lungs and my legs.
We're getting to the top, probably about a mile, maybe a mile and a half to the summit. And there are a bunch of wild berries right up in here.
Did you just eat it? Huh. All right, go fetch me one. Oh, we're waiting for a berry. This is almost to the top. Lots of trees down though. We think it might have been a fire. Ooh, yummy. Looks like raspberries. Well, there's our first bear poop finding. We are maybe a mile or maybe 2 miles from the top. So hopefully we don't come across any bear today.
We're at about 9.5 miles into it, and Again, we came up the West Baldy Trail, and we're finally at the trailhead where the West Baldy Trail meets the East Baldy Trail. So we're gonna keep going a little ways. We're gonna find a place to camp for the night, set up our tent and get some dinner. But it's been a good trek. There's area switchbacks. It's pretty steep. I wish I had my trekking poles, didn't bring them. But we're about ready to call it a day and finish up in the morning. It's time to cook some dinner, and the one thing we didn't plan on is we brought a water filter, but up at the top of the mountain there is no water. There was plenty of water down below, so what we're doing, luckily it's a cool day today, so we've got enough water in our packs, and I am just draining the water in our jet boil so we can have water for dinner here. But this is our camp for tonight. We're about 10 miles into it, so when we get up tomorrow morning, we got about 7 miles to go, so we should have a fairly easy morning. It's all downhill, but we are at the top of Mount Baldy. Dinner. Oh yeah, finally got a fire going. We forgot our matches and lighter at the car, so we used our jet boil to get this fire rolling. How was your night's sleep, Neem?
Windy! The tent was shaking!
And we're off. Should have about 7 miles to go, and fairly downhill, and we slept at the top of the mountain. It's a little chilly, but not bad. It was pretty windy last night, so the wind kept the cold out and the moisture out, so we didn't wake up with a wet tent, but we had to deal with the howling wind.
Make sure our fire is out. What do you think? That's pretty dry. It's hard to believe that huge fire went down to nothing.
We're coming down East Baldy, and the East Baldy and the West Baldy are totally different. The East Baldy has some awesome rock formations that the West Baldy doesn't have, but the West Baldy has the river that it parallels. It's greener, and so there is a big difference between the two, but I'm liking these cool rock formations. It's really pretty. GoPro. Things to consider when doing West Baldy, East Baldy loop. And this was our first time doing it, so we didn't really know what to expect. It's a thumbs up, it's awesome. But one of the things that I would have done differently is we went up the West Baldy, and I wish I would have had my trekking poles. The west side of this trail is pretty technical, and I wish I would have had my trekking poles. The second thing to consider is water. So there's a lot of water on West Baldy, but when you get to the top, we spent the night on the top of the mountain, there's no water. We had our water filter, but again, there's no way to filter any water because there isn't any water. And so we had to use our water in our bladders for cooking, and which left us with no water left coming down. Fortunately, the weather's pretty cool, and we weren't totally dehydrated, but we could have used some more water. The other thing to consider is the potential of bears. So we brought bear spray, and up the West Baldy Trail, at the top there's a ton of wild berries, and we saw evidence of some big bear poop. So we did see bear poop on the trail, Mimi at one point said she smelled the animal
I did for sure.
and said, "Give me the bear spray." So,
I hollered out, "Tyler!
so bear.
Bear!"
So just to be safe, you might want to have some bear spray. But those are the big things. In hindsight, if I were to do it again, I'd probably do it clockwise and not counterclockwise, and then spend the night down on the river on the West Baldy, where we could have water to filter and just have more water to be able to cook our meal. So again, first time we did it, those are the things to consider when doing Baldy. For all you ultra runners out there, this is the perfect run for you. 17 miles, not super technical. So if you're training for an ultra event in the summer, Western States, Leadville, any ultra, or just an ultra runner in general, this would be a great run to come do, especially if you're in the desert, Tucson, Phoenix, want to get out of the heat, get into some cool country and go for a great run. I'm definitely going to put it on my list the next time I do it. I'm gonna just do it in a day, carry just a light pack and hammer it out. So again, for all you ultra runners out there, put this one on your list to do as a training run.
We're at about a mile left to go on the East Baldy Trail. And as you can see, there's the little Colorado, the river, the stream, or whatever they call it, that's running through. But we're almost finished, so we won't be able to use it as much as if it were up on top where we needed it the most.
So we are done. We're back at the parking lot.
Woohoo!
That was awesome. I would say we've done a lot of stuff in Arizona, and it's up there with one of the better ones. So if you're looking for something to do in Arizona, it is the awesome trek, whether you want to overnight it, just go for a hike, or even do it in a day and knock it out. So anyway, highly recommend it. And especially if you're in Tucson, Phoenix, want to get out of the summer heat and escape the heat in the summer, this is it.
It's beautiful. Well worth it.